Let's talk about food. And today I have my special guest. She is embodiment and visibility master. Other than Jenny Cohen.
Thanks for
Welcome.
having me.
Welcome, Miss Jenny on Food 101, and thank you for the second time around. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
It'll be my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Daniel. So, I help women over 40 find joy in their lives. It's your second spring, and oftentimes we don't realize it's more than just aging. There's so many things happening in our bodies. Now, today I'm very excited to share with you some recipes that I found very helpful as I've come into my second spring.
Oh, yes. And Miss Jenny, tell us what is your favorite food in the world that you want to share to our listener or viewers?
All right. So first of all, the caveat, the thing I want you to remember is my family, because I have fraternal twins and a husband, we all have very different food allergies. So there's certain things that all four of us can have, and I want to share with you now. I grew up in the US. I was born in Taiwan, and one of my childhood most favorite foods is rice porridge. So it's just rice cooked long term with water. Sometimes we'll add some chopped spinach at the end or just plain. So it's also known as congee. On top of the rice, once it's cooked, Daniel, I add this magical ingredient, which I happen to have one of.
Mm-hmm.
I found this recently, and it's made by the company Yang, Yang, Kee Trading. And they're based out in California, but this product is made in Taiwan. So,
Yes.
yeah, have you ever had loose pork before on your end of the world?
Yes, but show your side, your other side of this recipe.
Okay. So for us, because my husband's vegan, my kids are gluten free, and I have noticed that because I stopped eating gluten, I have no more tolerance for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I found this product at a local vegan bakery here in Salt Lake City, and then we ordered directly from the company. So it is the base is seaweed. So if you're not allergic to seaweed, you can have
Yes.
this, and it counts as protein, a lot of protein actually, because of the seaweed in it, and there's no gluten. There is sesame seeds, which is why my kids developed an allergy afterwards, and they couldn't have it after a little while. But I'll sprinkle this on top of the rice porridge. And the rice porridge, if you want to season it, you can put a little bit of soy sauce on top before you sprinkle this on top. I also add hot oil. I
Oh
didn't bring that with
yes.
me today, right? Daniel, I
Yes.
didn't want to
Yeah.
spill my hot oil all over me. I was like, oh no. And we had to find gluten-free soy sauce, which is called tamari. So there's
Tomari.
no,
Yeah.
so there's,
Sanjay.
yeah, yeah. So this is the brand, and we've been able to replace most gluten-free things with things in our diet. Another thing that I'll use as a base besides rice that involves no cooking, okay, is I we order this nigiri, which is like a firm tofu from
Oh
this
yes.
company. We ordered like a case of it, and you
Mm-hmm.
pop it out of the container, right? I was just at a dance event over the weekend, Daniel, and I ended up just cutting the top of it and scooping out the
Okay.
tofu onto a bowl. And
Uh-huh.
then you don't always have to do this, but if you like chopped garlic and you can tolerate it, you take chopped garlic and sprinkle it on top of the tofu. You put some of your soy sauce, gluten free or with gluten if you can have regular soy sauce, and then you sprinkle the magic ingredient on top. So now it's
Simple as that.
flavorful. Simple.
S-
And then that was my lunch every day after dancing 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what the benefits of getting of those food, Miss Jenny?
I noticed that it was enough protein and some little bit of carb to keep me going. Oftentimes, as we age, we start to think, oh, I'm gaining weight, so I'm going to eat less food. And what we don't understand is, as we age, we're more sensitive to when, like women especially, if you start to limit your diet and you're not feeding yourself healthy foods, you'll have a rebound, meaning you'll either get hungry and eat bad stuff at night because you have no will control,
Yes.
or right, Daniel, or
Too
your
much
body
sleep.
will think, oh no, your body will think you're in danger and start holding on to your weight because you're starving it. And that I've noticed that when I don't starve myself, I actually, with working with a trainer, I started to lose weight and gain muscle, which is very important as we age, men and women.
Yes. People, you need to gain muscle because we're losing it as we age. So do exercise. Gain muscles. So, Miss Jenny, if you want to change the porridge to another recipe that you want to replace, which one you can replace it instead of the
If
porridge?
yeah, the because my cultural background is rice as a supplement, right? And I eat a lot of
Yes.
it. And some people don't do well with the rice because did you know that people from the eastern countries, we have larger livers? When they like, our anatomy is adapted to eating a lot of rice, right? And if you
Yes,
come from
true.
a cultural background where you cannot have the rice, you can substitute it with plain pastas. You can, if you can tolerate it, if you're gluten tolerant, you can put rice, sorry, pasta, the little different shaped pastas with it. You can also put it with like potatoes if you like. My husband started putting this sprinkle thing on
Yes.
his
Haha.
salads, because he
Yes.
can't have croutons. So this becomes his crouton, a crunchy thing underneath it. You could even put it, he makes his own gluten-free, dairy-free mac and cheese, and he puts that on top of it.
Amazing. So, if you will do fusion of rice pudding plus put all those ingredients, which one you can do fusion of it?
A fusion of it. I've had people do chia pudding. So let's say
Okay.
you can't have rice, but you still need some type of a base for it. You can take chia seeds and soak it, and then use that as a base.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Interesting for sure.
It also helps you with dehydration because it holds on to the liquid better for you. It is a little slippery. Some people don't like the taste of chia seeds when it's absorbed. It comes in black, but once it's sitting in water, it becomes like a little translucent and expands, kind of like a little egg, like a fish egg. So you can have
Yes.
that feeling of pudding.
Yes. So, when did you start doing this?
Well, when my kids were very little, the rice porridge became something they really liked. And we've gone through different diets, Daniel. There was a period of time we did what was a precursor to the Atkins diet. It was called the Paracone diet. And on the
Yes.
Paracone diet, we had everything under a certain number on the glycemic sugar scale. We were trying to control our reaction to allergies, seasonal allergies. We controlled it through our diet. We didn't eat no carrots, no red apples, no mangoes, and we ate mostly proteins first, and then we would have fruits and veggies afterwards. So we could have green apple. We ate a lot of squash, a lot of lettuce, a lot of meat then,
Yes.
um, right? But then one of my kids, I have fraternal twins, developed a very severe allergy to fish, and at that time, my husband and I, we were eating fish, but we had to take that out of the diet. Then my husband swung the other direction, and instead of being very protein forward, he became vegan completely with very little oil. Because with him, he has a family history of heart disease, Daniel. So
Mm-hmm.
he had to watch his bad cholesterol very, very carefully. And we noticed he was a triathlete. So he would work out, all the crazy miles and swimming and biking. He did all that, but his cholesterol levels were still rising. And then once he went vegan, all his numbers came down. All the numbers that should be low were low, and all the higher healthy cholesterol levels were high again. So he stayed vegan since. That's about 15 years.
15 years. So,
Mhm.
Miss Jenny, what do you think? What the big difference of rice pudding and the congee? Is it the same?
It's pretty much the same. Yeah, it's the same. It just depends, I think, on some people will put a base of like chicken broth or beef broth.
Yes.
I'm used to it being very plain, just some rice. Like we'll cook up a big rice cooker of rice, and then
Mm.
we'll freeze different portions of it. And then when I take it out of the freezer and I microwave it, because I measure all my food now, so I make sure I'm having enough of the correct carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in my daily day. Um, I'll measure it and then I'll add a ton of water and then nuke it until it's like a rice porridge or a congee. And then I'll add the sprinkles on top, and that's a meal for me. That's what I'm going to eat today when I'm done with this interview with you.
Well, I'm craving for congee now. So before we continue talking about your favorite food, Miss Jenny, tell us how you help women 40 plus in their second spring.
Oh, I love this opportunity to talk about my passion. I've always danced most of my life, and I found it's very, very rehabilitative for women. As we age, those of us who do not continue to explore hormone replacement therapy methodologies, because I'm on hormone replacement, but before that, for me to access being present and connected with my body as I aged, dance was one of the first things to help me stay connected. So through dance, and then later on, we'll do timeline healing to help women take care of things that we didn't realize was still holding us back, even as we're getting older.
Yes, getting older. And what do you think the benefits of do what you recommend for them? What are the pros and cons?
Mm. Yeah, I like that. I like that you're asking the pros and cons. So most of the women I work with are either dancers who understand the benefits of dance, but they need something more, or women who don't normally dance. They're like, oh, I love watching dancing, but dancing is for me. I have two less feet. I can't walk without, forget about dancing. And so for both of them, it's understanding that anything you have a passion for, and that's where the con can happen, you can start to hide in it, like I did after my breast cancer treatment. Dance, which was always a way for me to stay connected. After my breast cancer treatment, I forgot to come back into my body because it's very scary when you're going through cancer. And then
Mm-hmm.
I would use dance as a way to hide, Daniel. And then I had to add things on top of it, like breath work,
Yes.
staying very connected and checking in through certain exercises that I teach my clients so that they can be present. Because oftentimes as you get older you start to realize how fragile life is, and people can shift into fear by accident without realizing it. So the key is to still stay present and see what life is when it's really happy, and you can still hold space for when everything isn't going the way you want it to.
Yes, definitely. And Miss Jenny, tell us what is the Dance to Heal podcast? What it's all about?
That's a passion of mine, Daniel. So, I started the Dance to Heal podcast initially as a way to introduce my actual guests who were dancers to this community, to the wide world. The dance community is very close knit. Most women, when you dance any type of joint of dance community, you realize, oh wow, healing is something that is amplified when you're in community. And most women who don't have, or men, anybody really, who have difficulty asking for help, which is most of us, right? When you're in dance community you get to know each other, and people will inherently help you sometimes before you even ask, or you learn to ask for help and people respond accordingly. The Dance to Heal podcast is now over 100 episodes, and we were just recently uh, ranked top 10% globally.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations. Keep up the good work, Miss Jenny, and let's empower people all over the world through our podcast. Keep up the good work. And one thing more, can you please invite our listeners to listen to your podcast as well as your, let's say, advice for those women procrastinating to dance?
Yes, and if you would like to have access to a gift, you can go to Dance and Heal, DanceAndDan. Oh wait, I can't spell my own gift, Daniel. Dance and Heal, DanceAndHeal.com. Then you can have your own virtual class with me.
Oh yes. Is it free, Miss Jenny?
Oh yes, it's a gift. You have access to it.
Totally. Totally free. It's a gift, people. So grab it, people. So let's go back to your favorite food, which is, do you have a specific recipe for your own porridge?
Other than good sticky rice that you can get at Asian market, or I would do that, and then make sure you're constantly watching how the rice is being cooked. Don't walk away from it. You got to be stirring it. You have to get, when you're paying attention to it, you're sending your love into the food. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Because
yes.
otherwise, people will burn their rice and not even realize it. And right, and for me, you can always add a little bit more water, add a little bit more love in there.
Sticky rice. Do you put any herbs or anything in the porridge?
I cannot. My children are very particular about what's in there, so they'll add their own flavors in afterwards. Occasionally, I will add in chopped spinach for extra nutrition, and
Yes.
that gives it a nice green color. My mom always adds it at the end. Sometimes I put it at the beginning because I like it to be really saturated in the broth. But my mom says it ruins it. So,
Mm.
audience, you get to choose when you put in your chopped whatever vegetables you want.
Any vegetables. For me, Miss Jenny, I usually add ginger
Yeah.
and chicken.
Yes.
Oh, something good. So, Miss Jenny, before we wrap up our discussion about food, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101. Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Jenny, to wrap up our discussion today, again, can you repeat the old procedure in making this favorite food of yours?
Okay, so we're gonna go to the non-cooking one, okay? Because the rice porridge one, you can just, we already talked about the detail. You're gonna
Yes,
buy yourself some type of protein, silken tofu. You're gonna chop that up. You're gonna add in,
yes,
if your stomach can tolerate it, chopped garlic, okay?
yes,
And then you're gonna use your soy sauce. I sometimes add spicy sauce on top of it. I have the tamari, and then you can eat that plain, or you can add the magic ingredient, the imitation
yes.
dry pork from the
You
Yankee Trading Company.
Yes, awesome, awesome. Miss Jenny, thank you so much for sharing your favorite food to the world. Hoping for more and more favorite food to come. And please do come over and let's talk about it on Food 101. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your podcast, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Thank you for the opportunity to come here again, Daniel. You can find my gift at danceandheal.com. And you can also listen to my podcast at the Dance to Heal podcast.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Jenny Cohen, because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering episodes of the podcast itself, more and more empowering dancing for sure to come. More to come, people. See you soon.